think it's time we install an EFI kit. So it's been about a month since the last video, and I finally got all the necessary parts to install the kit. So now I need to tear this apart. Alrighty, first things first, anything connected to this carburetor is gonna go. Most of these vacuum lines are gonna get deleted because I'm gonna be deleting the EGR system as well. The smog pump and all that stuff, that's also gonna go. So let's start with the carburetor. I think this carb is ready to come out. Yeah. Oh, there's still something attached. Fuck. This is the last thing holding it on. There it is. All right, now this should come out. Yep. All right, this is the old carb. There's a Holley 4180. These were just bad carburetors. I mean, emissions killed them. They were leaky. I think the choke went bad on this one. These are tamper-proof, meaning that you can't regulate the air-fuel ratio because of the whole emissions thing. So there's not a lot that I can do with this. These are just not sought-after carbs. And I think that somewhere in here is the cause of... And I think somewhere in here is why this fan wasn't running right to begin with. Might have been the choke, might have been something else, I don't know. But this is just a terrible carb. I also have a feeling that the intake manifold gasket is leaking. Maybe, I don't know that yet, but I'm still gonna change it out. These are prone to going bad, so I just got one. But this, trash. I think in the first video that I made with this van, I mentioned that this had an oil leak somewhere between the transmission and the engine. It has an oil leak. Somewhere in that vicinity right there, it's dripping. But I was wrong about that. There is no leak. Well, there is, but it's not an oil leak. The leak was actually fuel spilling out of that carburetor and into the intake. This thing was running really, really rich. So what was happening is that it was overfilling the oil and it was dumping out of somewhere in here, as you can tell by that. Well, that's coolant, but before I cleaned it off, there was a bunch of oil puddled around this area. So I don't think this thing has an actual oil leak. Don't need that no more. This I'm gonna have to come back to some other time. I think I just need to weld that on and it should be fine. For now, I'm just gonna pop it out and set it aside. All right, change of plans. As soon as I pulled this out, it started leaking transmission fluid. What do you know? The transmission is full of transmission fluid. Whoever designed this atrocity needs to reconsider their life, man. Okay, I think it's time we move on to the front. There we gotta take off the distributor, the thermostat, and some other bits in the front so we can take this heavy ass thing off. That can all go to hell. God damn. Vamos lá, bom. Oh, there goes that. Oh, there goes that again. Jesus Christ,
That's a lot of coolant.
Boss ain't gonna be too happy about that one either.
There's still more in it. You want to go get a drink? Just another freaking old car slathered in fucking orange silicone.
Too big. Way too big.
Way too big.
No, it's not that one either.
No. Did you get it?
Yeah. Can keep arguing.
They sure can. Pro tip, if you want to become a YouTuber, you have to click the little red button that says record.
Should probably put a rag in there so I don't drop any bolts. Much better. Ow! Fuck!
Wow, you're really easy on equipment there, bud.
Dude, that hose just gets dry rotted and it just explodes for no reason.
Sure. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak bad about your family.
Oh, it's going into here, you ass.
It's going into there. Oh my god. So was that the sound of it falling into the oil pan?
It's either that or the floor. Explosion, please.
Nice.
As if I fucking need it. They're gonna be gone, dude. There's. As far as I can tell, that's it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh!
It's making noises. Oh man, I just fucking rinsed down, dude. Okay, silicone on this side's popped.
There it is. Alright, that's all you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna spill coolant all over the carpet. Make sure that's in frame.
Well, then you put your leg in front of it.
Oh, fucking record and start, asshole. Oh, I ruined my door.
Oh, no.
That hurt. Look at that. I'm glad I decided to change this gasket out because this was going to start leaking at any moment.
Wow, that looks really terrible in there. Yeah.
I'm glad I did that,
Cam
dude.
now too, if you want.
Look at that. Wow, that's a piece of gasket, dude. Don't you dare.
Yeah, sure.
That's an engine, dude.
Oh, those have not been off in a long time.
Dude, that is clay, my man. I think that's a pretty good stopping point for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my doghouse back on it because
You don't smell this shit all night.
yeah, and I kind of sleep here, so it'll get a little chilly. Jarvis, explode this fucking dude. I think before I clean off the block and get it ready for the gasket and the manifold, I want to take the smog pump off just to get it out of the way. serious? Okay, well, I guess this bracket is gonna have to stay in here for the meantime. I'm sure it won't get in my way, and if it does, I'll cut it out. Okay, now with things properly out of the way, I can get to cleaning this disgusting engine block. I mean, there's just years and years of buildup and nasty stuff in here, so I'm gonna clean it up really well. All right, as far as I'm concerned, this should be good enough. Oh! But for now, I think my knees need a break, so I'm gonna go clean the intake manifold. That was probably leaking at some point. I need something with a little more grit. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get for now. I don't have much time anyway, it's getting late. Alright, it's been a few days. I haven't been able to work because I got sick. But I'm back. And it is now time to put this intake manifold back on the van. I had to do a bit of prepping before I put the gasket back on. Mainly, I had to install these block-off plates right here. And these block-off plates, what they do is that these older intake manifolds have what's called a heat crossover, and that will warm up the carburetor on cold days and cold starts and all that stuff. I don't need that, and that's just gonna cause a lot of problems because those tend to leak a lot on these engines. And they also like to melt carburetors and cause vapor lock and all sorts of trouble. So I'm just gonna do myself the favor of blocking them off with some little shims that I made. And that should take care of it for now until I get an aluminum manifold. So without further ado, now that the heads are clean and the intake is clean, let's get to installing this. Okay, so the first thing that needs to be done is lay these down. These are for the China wall, which is this. I don't know why they call it that, but it's just, I guess that's what it's called. A lot of people don't recommend using these and these only because these tend to leak. So I'm gonna put silicone on top of these. The more silicone, the better. Want to get especially right here where the head meets the block. Same deal with the front side. Okay, now the next area would be these water jackets on all four corners. They need a very, very light film of gasket maker. With that, I think we're ready for the gasket. That's the gasket. Now for the cast iron intake manifold. Very heavy. In hindsight, I should have saved up for an aluminum one. Oh, shit. Alright. Oh, God. All right. Okay. Oh my God.
All right, that's now on there. Now for the torque sequence, it's this. It's gonna be 22 foot-pounds the first pass, and then I'm gonna do another pass of 33 foot-pounds. I don't have to, but some of these bolts go through a water jacket and into the oil galley and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna use some thread sealant just to be safe. That is a first pass of 22 foot-pounds. Now my next pass is gonna be 33. And that's that. Those are all now all torqued down. Alrighty fellas, as much as I'd like to finish this project right now, I'm not gonna be able to. Because after lying in bed the whole weekend doing a bunch of research, I realized I need a lot more things to finish this project with EFI than I thought. The first thing I'm gonna need is a timing set. Now these engines came with a lot of emissions crap, and that crappy carburetor is tuned specifically for the emissions crap. And seeing how it's a tamper-proof carburetor, I can't just mess with that. So pre-1970, these things came without emission stuff, and they had a regular timing set, meaning that they didn't have 8 degrees of retarded timing. I'm gonna have to take apart the front end of this thing, and that's gonna be a problem in itself. Now sticking to the emissions things, this is the EGR, well, EGR valve. It's this one right here. And unfortunately, this intake came in a really weird shape, as you saw it right there. So I can't just stick any spacer on there because of the EGR port right here, meaning I'm gonna have to still run the same heavy cast iron spacer, but I am gonna just be deleting this valve so there's no more EGR valve on it. And then on top of that, I need to re-time this engine because I took out the distributor and messed with a bunch of things. So what I'm gonna need to do before EFI is get a normal carburetor from somewhere, time the engine properly, and then install the EFI. Because I don't want the EFI to get confused and tune itself differently because the engine's out of time. But for now, the intake's on, the gasket is changed out, which I think was a pretty big culprit in why this thing wasn't running right. Now next video, I'm gonna be getting rid of the rest of the emission stuff on it, changing out the timing set, and maybe even putting on a different carburetor, maybe timing it, but for now, that's it. This has been your boy messing with his financial mistake. Cool.